Well, now we've come to the point in the program that when I got the copy of the script and got to this page, I went, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. We're going to have a musical interlude. It's my genuine pleasure to welcome the quartet to perform Keep Your Hands to the Plow, a traditional African-American spiritual adapted by our own Dr. John Wesley Wright, professor of music and recent USM Board of Regents Faculty Award winner for excellence in creative activity. And this piece will be performed by Dr. White, along with Ms. Callista Day, who's been on our campus before, an internationally recognized singer and SU artist in residence, and Mr. Jeremiah J. Copeland, a 2020 Salisbury University graduate and American Idol Season 20 top contestant, and Ms. Annabelle Midley, a 2021 Salisbury University graduate and former director of SU's Gospel Choir. Come on up.
So in the spirit of the Negro spiritual being used in moving us forward in different times of our history, adapting lyrics to reflect the occasion or the movement as we did in the Civil Rights Movement, we're going to do that today. So we hope you enjoy this adaptation of Keep Your Hand on the Plow. Freedom's name is mighty sweet. It's because of freedom we're able to meet. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on.
Many good folk have fought and died so we could be here side by side. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on.
God gave no other rainbow sign. Get an SU education and you'll be fine. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on.
Her name is Carolyn, but she likes Lynn. Build an arts center and you will win.
Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on,
Hold on.
hold on.
You got to hold on.
Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on.
You got to
Hold on. We're so glad that you are here. We bid you blessings from year to year. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on.
Keep your hand on the gospel plow, and don't take nothing for your journey now. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand on the plow. Hold on. Hold on. Keep your hand.
See, I told you. Thank you so much. That was just terrific. I hope you all were carefully paying attention to the lyrics, including members of the Board of Regents. Chancellor Perman, there was a message in there about a building we need on campus. Very well done, John. Like that. So I do want to thank you for that wonderful performance. And now it's my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Jay Perman, who is the Chancellor of the University System of Maryland, and Ms. Linda Gooden, who is Chair of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, to conduct the official presidential investiture. Chancellor Perman.
So how do I follow that? Provost, I got the message. Thank you, Dr. Olmsted. Good morning, everyone. What a glorious day to be together. Of course, it's always a wonderful, special day when we have the privilege to inaugurate a new president. It's a day of celebration, not only of a leader, but of the community she cultivates. And we've heard the word community repeatedly this morning. It's a community of scholars and thinkers, creators, makers, explorers, believers, citizens. All of you here, you are that community, and you deserve the hope and pride and joy filling this beautiful square on this beautiful campus, on this beautiful shore. Today is about our vision of the future, a vision that, as we sit here today, is unclouded by obstacles. We need to remember, of course, that this future is built on a proud past. And I, too, would like to acknowledge the architects of that past, the legacy upon which President Lepre will build anew. President Emerita Janet Dudley Eschbach and former President Chuck White. Could we give these leaders a round of applause? You know, when you've got two former presidents on stage as a new one is inaugurated, it really says something pretty special about this university, this community, this family. It says that in a very good way, it's hard to stay away from this place. We heard that repeatedly from our leaders. And I will say personally, every time I visit, I understand why. And it's not just Eli driving me on that cart. So now, as Chancellor of the University System of Maryland, it's my privilege to confer upon your leader the charge of the office of President. So Dr. Lepre, please, will you join me here? President Carolyn Ringer Lepre, I hereby charge you to live the mission that animates Salisbury University, its daily work, its enduring value. I charge you to welcome and inspire those who have hearts of inquiry, those who seek answers and pursue truth, who approach learning with openness, curiosity, humility. I charge you to nurture the scholars who work across disciplines and differences to solve the greatest problems of our age. The innovators here, whose ideas shrink the unknown, the untested, the untried, and expand the boundaries of our human understanding. The servant leaders who close gaps of equity, opportunity, prosperity, and justice. I charge you to make learning personal, to plant knowledge, to coax discovery, nurture achievement in each student as though that student is Salisbury's only one, as though educating that one student is why you do what you do, because it is. I charge you to make learning global, to offer your students the world, to help them see our common dreams and our common challenges, to understand our urgent interdependency, and to forge the connections that bind rather than divide us. I urge you to continue to anchor your beloved community of Salisbury, to encourage your neighbors as equal partners, to use your assets, your influence, and expertise for their benefit. I ask you hold this special university in the highest regard, to honor the traditions of your past while embracing the wide open possibilities of your future, and to keep telling and telling SU's powerful story so that others might follow boldly in your path. Lynn, on behalf of your colleague presidents, all of your colleagues, I'm so happy for you. On behalf of the entire university system, congratulations. And I now invite our Board of Regents Chair, Linda Gooden, to perform the official installation.
Good morning. And Dr. Wright will be looking for that proposal. I'm honored to be here today as we formally install Dr. Carolyn Ringer Lepre as Salisbury University's 10th president. I am so pleased to see so many members of the USM family with us today, and I'm gratified to see so many members of the greater Salisbury community here this morning. Salisbury University is a special place. It's a force for education and research, committed to academic excellence and student success. It's an economic engine driving the region and state forward, and it's the hub of impactful community service, contributing immeasurably to the Eastern Shore's quality of life. As SU approaches its centennial celebration in 2025, Dr. Lepre has already proven herself to be the right person to lead this wonderful institution into its second century. She is a respected scholar with an exceptional intellect. She is a proven leader with tremendous energy and optimism, and she is committed to collaboration, partnership, and civic engagement. President Lepre, as you continue your efforts to enrich and enhance Salisbury University and the surrounding community, I pledge that the USM and the Board of Regents will do whatever we can to make your journey successful. It is now my pleasure and privilege to invite the twins, Sarah and Ainsley Lepre, to join me here on stage. Dr. Lepre, today you received the symbol of this office, the President's Medallion, The medallion's weight is a reminder of the heavy responsibilities that must willingly be carried by all who occupy positions of leadership. And the design on its face, a reproduction of the university seal, is a representation of the large community you serve. Dr. Lepre, you have been duly selected to serve as president of Salisbury University. As chair of the Board of Regents, it is my pleasure to install you in that office with all of its requisites, rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the 10th president of Salisbury University, Dr. Carolyn Ringer Lepre. You okay?
Great.
Yeah, you're okay. Move over just a little so they don't miss you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a moment. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you all so much. This is, it's surreal, actually, to be here. But I am so humbled to be here. So let me tell you something, a few things, actually. In 1996, during my first semester as a teaching assistant at the University of Florida, Michelle was a student in my Introduction to Journalism course. Michelle was a talented writer and a strong editor, and her dream was to pursue a career in journalism in a big city. Having just left Manhattan, where I was a magazine editor, I was eager to help her. We spent weeks fine-tuning her applications and her writing portfolio. And the following semester, she came into my office bursting with excitement at the news of an interview that she had secured for an internship in New York City with a publication that she greatly admired. Her biggest problem, it wasn't preparing for the interview, and it wasn't funding the travel to get from Gainesville to Manhattan. Her biggest problem was the weather, not something we have today. She had lived in a small rural town in Florida her entire life. And Michelle did not own a coat, nor any clothing that was heavier than her usual tank top and shorts. Having spent my entire life growing up in New York, and given that it was mid-February, I knew she was going to need a coat. Not wanting to have her bear the financial burden of purchasing new clothes, I loaned her one of my coats and my favorite sweater that would be suitable for her interview, and hopefully it would bring her a bit of good luck. A few weeks later, she was back in my office, and with excitement, she reported that her interview had gone well and that she had accepted the offer to be an editorial intern for the summer. She then thanked me for the clothes and handed me a small bag and a note. I'll admit it, as a brand new teaching assistant, I was pretty proud of myself. I had helped a student land an internship that was going to catapult her ahead toward a wonderful career, and I had done so in my very first year of teaching. I was just bursting with pride. Clearly, I was going to be an incredible teacher if this was the kind of result that you could expect after just one semester. When I got home, I opened the bag and the note, and I realized that she had kindly washed and dried the sweater. Only one problem. She had not realized that the sweater was made of wool. And now my favorite sweater was about the size of something that would fit on an American Girl doll. I know. I then opened the note, and this is more or less what it said. Dear Professor Lepre, New York is going to be amazing, but I'm really sorry about shrinking your sweater. I had no idea that that was going to happen, but on the plus side, I will think of you every time I do my laundry. Now, I could have let this moment dissuade me from a life in higher education. I had just experienced a year filled with blood, sweat, and tears of grading and lecturing, of mentoring and listening. And if the biggest takeaway that my best student had after all of that was that you shouldn't put wool in the dryer, maybe I should rethink my career choices. But a funny thing happened, and I bet many of us here today can relate. Instead of being discouraged or doubting that what I was doing mattered in some way, I saw the humor in it and chose to see that if I had made any difference at all in her life, that that was something to be proud of. And so that feeling of having an impact on a student's life took root in my brain somewhere, and it started to grow. And I kept moving forward, slowly but surely toward today and this amazing life as a college educator. And what a day it is. Chancellor Perman has given me permission to go off script for 1 second to tell this story. Earlier in the week, we had to take the tent down. Some of you saw the tent going up. And I said, oh my gosh, is it gonna rain? Is it gonna rain? And everybody said, no, it's not gonna rain. And I remembered what my mother said to me right before our wedding. She's like, I have a friend who says if you just hang a rosary in the bushes outside the house towards the site, it won't rain. I went home and I found a rosary and I put it outside my house. Thank you, Mom. A presidential inauguration serves as a milestone event in the life of an academic institution, often attributed to building momentum for the university as it embarks on its next chapter of its story. This is just the 10th time since 1925 that Salisbury University has welcomed a new president. And this is an opportunity to honor the university's heritage, remember our traditions, and our commitment to learning, and to bring our Seagull family together to celebrate and reaffirm our sense of pride in our students, alumni, faculty, staff, and community. It is a special moment. And it is certainly a deeply meaningful day for me personally, as I stand here today full of gratitude and humility, as I consider the responsibility that you have invested in me. It has offered me an opportunity to reflect on my career in higher education. And today has reaffirmed I could not imagine having spent my life doing anything else. I will never stop being thankful that somehow, some way, Salisbury University and I found each other in this time and place. As I pondered what I wanted to say to you all, I kept coming back to this idea of forward momentum. When I think about my own life, I recollect moments like Michelle's success and my poor tiny sweater. Those small, almost seemingly insignificant moments that take shape and connect together like Legos until we find ourselves standing on a foundation that is sturdy and strong enough to build upon. My very presence here today is a testament to the power of foundation, the power of family, of friends, of colleagues, of mentors, and of community. I have been incredibly fortunate to have had some of the fiercest advocates and supporters throughout my life. I am surely stronger for their influence and wish to make sure that they know the impact they have had on who I am, how I think, and why I lead. Let me begin by thanking some of the many people who have collectively played such an instrumental role in both my personal foundation and the foundation of this great university. To Secretary Jake Day and Mayor Jack Heath, thank you for being here with us today and for your unwavering support of Salisbury University. A sincere thank you to all the elected officials and community leaders who have taken the time out of their days of what I know are very busy days to celebrate with us. Thank you for all you do on behalf of our university and our region. What you do helps us do what we do. Thank you so much. Chancellor Perman, your wisdom and guidance these past months have been invaluable. The support you graciously provided me has been a constant presence that I have come to count on and appreciate greatly. You have made me feel welcome from day one and at home in the University System of Maryland family. Thank you so much. Our Board of Regents Chair, Linda Gooden, I cannot thank you and all of the regents enough for the trust that you have placed in me. You have empowered me and believed in me to lead this remarkable university. I am grateful, and I will strive every day to be the leader that this institution needs. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I am grateful to the delegates who are with us, representing other academic institutions. Their names are listed in our inauguration program, and I am deeply appreciative that they were able to take the time to be here. A special thanks to my fellow USM presidents and all those from the University System of Maryland. I am honored to work alongside you as we work towards the betterment of the entire state of Maryland and our nation. Thank you. To my dear Dr. Clark, Naima, where are you? There you are. Thank you for your kind words. You have been with me since just about the beginning of this journey, and I am honored that you took the time to be here today. Thank you. Dr. Leonard, Lily, we are so deeply appreciative of your leadership of our Alumni Association, and I am personally thankful for your passion for Salisbury University. Your enthusiasm is contagious. And I know they're out there somewhere, but how about our parade of alumni representing each graduating class since our founding? It is a joy to have you all back on campus. To Jennifer, Joe, Tim, Nicholas, and Wyatt, thank you for your kind words of greeting, and thank you for all you do for Salisbury University and its people. I look forward to all of our work ahead. To my cabinet, joining me here on the platform, the passion you bring to serving our university fills me with inspiration each and every day. I could not imagine working alongside a more committed, compassionate, creative group of people, and I thank you for your dedication. Thank you. To my colleagues on the faculty and staff, it is an honor to work with you and to learn from you as we fulfill our institution's mission. Thank you for being with us today, too. And to all the students who are here today, among those in attendance are representatives from the Presidential Citizen Scholars, student athletes, Student Government Association members, members of our Multicultural Alliance, and more. Thank you. You are the reason we are here. As Isaac Newton said, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. 9 exceptional people have stood where I stand now as president of Salisbury University, each building off the other and carrying this institution to new heights. I am grateful to all of Salisbury University's previous presidents, including Janet Dudley Eschbach and Dr. Chuck White, who I am thrilled to say are with me on the platform. I am grateful to you both for laying the foundation upon which our university will continue to grow. Thank you for being here. And thank you to all who have worked so hard to put on today's event and all the inauguration week's activities that highlighted so much of what is extraordinary about Salisbury University. And it was an amazing week, from the fun we had at our Multicultural Festival, to the faculty, staff, and students we celebrated during our Diversity Awards, to the inspiring conversations we had during our academic panels, to our day of service, where we assembled more than 250 cancer care kits that will be donated to regional hospitals, and the ice cream social that we had yesterday afternoon with our students. It was a vivid display of why Salisbury University is a place of belonging, collaboration, and engaged learning. So thank you to everyone who participated in pulling all of that off. I have some very special friends who have made it here from the University of Florida, the University of Tennessee, Marist College, and Radford University. I am honored that you made the trip. Thank you for being here. And finally, there are some special people who are sitting right here in this front row, my family. My brother Matthew and his wife Christy, my nephew Jack and his girlfriend Tequila are here from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Yes. I am honored to have my two fathers-in-law, Bob and Dan, and my mother-in-law, Mary Ann, with us today. Thank you so much for being here. And I am thankful that my brother-in-law, Scott, and his wife, Christina, made the trip across the bridge to celebrate with us on the beautiful Eastern Shore. I am thrilled beyond words that my father, James Ringer, is here, and I'm not going to look at him because I'll cry. If you ever want to know why I am who I am, just spend 15 minutes talking to this guy. I have never known anyone with a kinder temperament, a gentler spirit, a stronger work ethic, or a bigger heart than my father. So thank you, Dad. I know there's a tissue here. For teaching me what is most important in this life. My husband, Todd. It is hard to believe that we have been together now for almost 27 years. Thank you for your support through all of our happy life together and for being with me since day one of this academic adventure, from graduate school to my first teaching job to those first forays into administration. I am sure that you never expected people to be calling you first gentleman. But you wear this role like a comfortable coat, and I am so proud to stand by your side. I'll wipe my tears while I do that. And then there's my incredible daughters, Sarah and Ainsley, who you just had an opportunity to meet. I could spend the rest of this address talking about the two of you and how proud I am to be your mom. I thank you for the patience and the sacrifices that you have sometimes had to make because I was at work. I am in awe of each of you. And I hope you know that in every college student's face, I see yours, and I strive to make every decision as if each student was my own. You inspire me, and I love you. Thank you. This was all I was afraid of, was that I was going to cry during this part. I know. Well, those of you who know me, you know this is just who I am. And finally, at the risk of maybe one more tear or two, I do want to acknowledge two people who aren't physically with me here today, but are most definitely here in spirit, my dear mom, Carolyn Ringer, and my mother-in-law, Nancy Hamner. These smart, compassionate women set an incredible example of how to be brave, how to be strong, and how to care for other people. They believed in me so much that it empowered me to have the confidence to become something that I never would have dreamed possible. I miss them every day, and I would not be here without them. So thank you. As you can see, my life has been filled with people who have invested their time, their energy, and their encouragement in my future. It has also been a life filled with people who believed greatly in the importance of the value of higher education. Salisbury University has grown and thrived in much the same way, with the power of people who believed in her and a community that came together to support her. On Wednesday, October 17th, 1923, a small group of people gathered in a field about 300 feet behind us to break ground on what would become the newest Maryland State Normal School. 2 years later, the Normal School opened its doors to students in large part thanks to the commitment and perseverance of Dr. William J. Holloway, the man who would become our first president. He believed that a normal school, so named to reflect that this school would be providing the norm or the standard of excellence in teacher education, would be pivotal to meeting the state's demand for rural teachers. Before the founding of the Salisbury Normal School, Eastern Shore students who wished to receive teacher training had to move to the Western Shore or go out of state. But Dr. Holloway believed that we needed this school right here. And when it opened with 105 students, 100 girls and 5 boys who, quote, braved the situation to seek knowledge, he already saw success. And so began Salisbury University's forward progress. Not always smooth, not always easy, but steadily forward. And progress it has. For the past 98 years, our university has held fast to its core values while growing and changing with student demands and the needs of our state and nation. Our institution has moved forward. Throughout my time at SU, I have repeatedly been struck by the comparisons between our institution's tenacious history and the incredible things that I see happening on our campus today. We have seen name changes, from our beginnings as a normal school to a teacher's college, to Salisbury State College, to Salisbury State University, to the Salisbury University it is today. Our institution has expanded and innovated and constantly defied expectations. In 1935, we saw the start of a core curriculum focused on coursework in humanities and science that expanded our transfer populations and broke from the status quo for what a normal school delivered. Today, we are on the verge of launching a groundbreaking new general education curriculum that will serve the needs of today's student by moving away from a set of courses from different disciplines to a more holistic, student-centered approach, preparing students for success in college, career, and in life. In 1949, the Student Government Association, well ahead of its time, saw the need to provide opportunities for internationalization. This was very unusual for a teacher's college, and raised enough money on their own for one annual scholarship to send a single student to study abroad. Our first student, Mr. J. Walter Potter, spent the summer studying at the University of Zurich. Compare that with what we have today. We are the #1 producer of Fulbright students in the nation in the Masters Carnegie classification. Extraordinary. And all of our students now have the chance to see the world. We have hundreds of study abroad programs to choose from in just about any country in the world. And we provide scholarships and awards to support students who do not have the financial means to participate in these high-impact experiences on their own. In the 1960s, we offered our first non-education degree program in arts and sciences, and the university officially shifted to a liberal arts college. In 1970s, the Maryland Council for Higher Education considered closing our doors, and the city of Salisbury saved us, thanks to the relationships built by then-President Dr. Norm Crawford, setting an example for what strong town-gown partnerships can look like. The Greater Salisbury Committee, the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce, and the Salisbury City Council came to our aid. They noted that the university must be saved, as without us, the extraordinary education of local youth would be hindered, as would the cultural and social life, business activity, and economic growth of the region. And surely it would have. But defying expectations yet again, we emerged from this crisis offering new majors, including economics, sociology, theater, and business administration. And we grew. In fact, by 1974, we were victims of our own success and hit a crisis point when we grew so big that we didn't have room to house our students. Students were living 3 to a room that was meant for 2. Some were housed at a nearby motel, and even a few were apparently housed in the basement of the president's house. And again, with innovation and drive, we met students' needs, renovated buildings, built new dormitories, secured funding to support our thriving institution. In the 1980s and early 1990s, during the 15 years that our university had Dr. Thomas Bellavance at the helm, we leapt forward toward national prominence as a community of scholars. We sought to increase our national reputation and academic reputation and stake our claim to a public Ivy title. Our operating budget tripled. We hired distinguished faculty, increased our endowment, and evolved from a college to a university to better reflect the quality of our educational experience. Today, SU is ranked among the nation's best colleges. Today, our faculty are not only teaching with greatness, but their research and service are changing the world for the better. Take, for example, Dr. Angela Freeman, professor of biological sciences, who received a 3-year, $480,000 National Science Foundation grant to continue independent research into the neuroendocrinology of flying squirrel social behavior. And we celebrate Drs. Shanisha Clark and Althea Pennerman, associate professors of early and elementary childhood education, who just a few weeks ago received a nearly $2.5 million grant from the Maryland State Department of Education. These funds will support current child care workers and instructional assistants while they earn their bachelor's degrees and teaching certifications and eliminate 2 of the biggest obstacles for those hoping to advance their teaching careers: time and money. Then we have the impactful work being done by the SU-affiliated Eastern Shore Regional GIS Cooperative. They received a $2.4 million grant from the Office of Statewide Broadband to develop data related to broadband internet capacity across Maryland, with an overarching goal of providing high-speed digital access for all communities in the state. Or how about our annual Philip E. and Carol R. Ratcliffe Foundation Shore Hatchery Entrepreneurship Competition? Since its inception in 2013, the program has invested $1.9 million in area businesses, resulting in the creation of 678 jobs and the addition of some $98 million to the regional economy. I could go on and on. Our faculty are changing lives and making a difference every day. The 1980s not only marked a time of tremendous growth in our academic prowess, but it was also a pivotal time in our athletics program. We won our first NCAA national championship in 1986 in field hockey, in case you were wondering, setting the stage for 3 decades of dominance across multiple sports. As of today, SU student athletes have claimed 22 NCAA D3 team national championships in 4 sports and 24 individual national champions in track and field and wrestling. And I know we are not done. This semester alone, we have 4 teams who are poised for championship runs. We have, yes, absolutely. We have accumulated 191 conference championships over the past 28 years across 17 sports. 43 of our students have been academic All-Americans. And the outstanding Jim Berkman, our men's lacrosse coach, is the all-time winningest coach in NCAA lacrosse history, surpassing 600 career wins this season. Our athletic success isn't fleeting, it is a legacy. Back to the 1990s for one second, we also began to grow in a different way. More than $47 million was spent on construction and improvements during this time, and our horticulturalists transformed this campus into a national arboretum, making it arguably one of the most beautiful campuses in the state. A forward-thinking notion that the more comfortable a student feels in their college setting, the better their odds of success. Those aren't just pretty trees you see around us, they are fostering an atmosphere of learning. In 2001, Salisbury University welcomed its first female president, Dr. Janet, who would lead the university for 18 years of enrollment growth, internationalization, and diversification of our faculty, staff, and student body, and program expansion to meet the needs of the Eastern Shore and our state. And in 2020, our university was yet tested again, as it had been again and again during our history with a global pandemic. And once again, with scrappy energy and an all-hands-on-deck spirit and the leadership of Dr. Chuck White, we not only survived, but we cared for our students and each other in ways we likely never dreamed possible. And we did come out stronger and prepared to move our Salisbury University forward once again. And as we look forward from this day, let me share 2 defining facts that illustrate how our past, our present, and our future are deeply intertwined. We have not forgotten our roots as the standard for excellence in teacher preparation and education, nor will we. Since 1996, we have graduated 111 Maryland Teacher of the Year semifinalists and 3 Maryland State Teacher of the Year winners. This year alone, we have 4 incredible alums who have been named as semifinalists and will be competing for Teacher of the Year this fall. And just as of this week, I'm happy to say that we are on track to welcome a remarkable new group of students in the fall, which will be the most racially diverse in Salisbury history, with 32% of our incoming students coming from underrepresented backgrounds. I am incredibly proud of this. For all our success, our history wasn't without its fair share of challenging moments, as you have heard. Like any successful company or institution, growth, quality growth anyway, often comes when it is faced with challenge, difficulty, and doubt. The best learning often comes from overcoming obstacles. It's how we respond to those challenges that defines who we are and what we will become. It is in failure that we break through mediocrity and find that brilliance we seek. As Samuel Beckett wrote, ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, and fail better. And then we can succeed. I think when we look at what matters, in the victories we are proud of, they come when we have succeeded and moved forward by persevering. And I admire this forward-thinking spirit, this can-do, and the I can do it myself even when everyone tells me I can't spirit. The longer I serve as the president of SU, I realize that maybe this is why I am so drawn here and it's to this university and its people, because I'm like this too. Never tell me that I can't do something or that I don't have time or that it's too much. It may be one of my biggest flaws, actually. I am terrible at saying no or asking for help, though I hope my family would tell you that maybe I'm learning. Maybe not. But I see this energy in the people of the Eastern Shore and those drawn to enroll here. The Eastern Shore has a rich and varied history with a strong tradition of grit and resilience among its people, particularly the watermen who have relied on the Chesapeake Bay and its tributaries for their livelihoods. The hard-working watermen who harvested oysters, crabs, and other seafood from the Chesapeake were known for their resilience, determination, and ingenuity as they faced the challenges of working in a dangerous and unpredictable environment. I see this in the willpower and the fortitude of everyone I meet here. I believe this spirit is part of the DNA of the Eastern Shore, and I am proud to serve this community and to represent as best I can this quality that has defined our region and our university. So for almost 100 years, Salisbury University has represented a microcosm of what learning, great learning, can be. Progress, challenge, quiet success, critical impact, life-changing outcomes, fierce pride, and yes, excellence. Higher education has never been more important than it is right now. The critical conversations that we need to have, the thinking we need to do, the societal problems that we need to solve, the ways we need to come together. I believe deep down in my soul that higher education is the path to helping solve the world's biggest problems, and that each of us is called upon to do what we can to pave the way for future generations of learners. Starting today, we will move forward toward SU's next chapter as we turn our collective power, grit, dedication, and energy to moving forward with excellence. 3 months ago, I shared my State of the University address with the campus community, and I outlined a vision for where we will go. Let me reiterate our primary goals today. We will achieve excellence by investing in our people, strengthening our commitment to inclusion, diversity, equity, and the cultivation of a sense of belonging, and delivering a rigorous, student-focused academic program taught by world-class educators on a world-class campus, defining what distinction means for a regional comprehensive institution. We will continue to serve the needs of the Eastern Shore, Maryland, and the nation, and most importantly, do so by remaining firmly committed to placing our students at the heart of everything that we do. And we will accomplish this together. Our collective power and energy will boldly propel our institution forward with excellence. We will move forward with the purpose of transforming lives through academic excellence, life-changing high-impact practices, inclusion, and belonging. We will work to disrupt the status quo, build pride in place, embody what it means to care for one another, and facilitate innovation so that we can leave SU a better place than ever before. We will strive for participation from every corner of campus so that SU can achieve this bold vision. Because this is what we have always done. The heart of this institution will propel us forward. A few weeks ago, a question was posed to me. What is the difference between success and significance? And I haven't stopped thinking about it since. What is the difference between success and significance? I understand the premise behind the question, the idea that you could be viewed as successful, but not have had a long-standing, significant, positive impact on the lives of others. So let me offer this. Significance is a group of dedicated educators breaking ground on a new school nearly 100 years ago. Significance is watching former students be recognized as Teachers of the Year across the state. Significance is sponsoring our very first student to study abroad, blazing a trail for our students to follow today. Significance is a city saving a college from closing its doors. Significance is welcoming the most diverse class in SU's history. And yes, significance is losing your favorite sweater so your student can triumph. It is the accumulation of small, seemingly innocuous moments that lay the foundation for significance. After all these years, I still think about Michelle and that sweater. I didn't know it at the time, but what I considered a moment of success, helping a student land an internship, was really a moment of significance. Not because I did something significant, but because she did, or rather she represented something significant. That moment serves as a constant reminder of why I do what I do, why all of us in higher education do what we do. That we aren't just educating the minds of those around us with so-called book smarts. We are helping generations of students mature, overcome challenge, broaden their perspectives, gain resiliency, know their worth, achieve their dreams, and yes, learn how to do their laundry. So let me close with this. This is a quote from my favorite author, Louise Penny. She wrote, "Life is choice, all day, every day. Who we talk to, where we sit, what we say, and how we say it. And our lives become defined by our choices. It's as simple and as complex as that." So with great humbleness, I stand before you as Salisbury's 10th president, and I will work to make this choice every day. It will be my constant endeavor to serve this institution and our Seagull students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community, striving for a life of significance. Thank you for being here with us today. I am so grateful for this tremendous honor.
Well, congratulations, President Lepre. Before we end our ceremony today, stay up, stand up, get out your program if you don't know the alma mater. The words can be found on the last page of the program. And I think Sophia's coming back up. Coming right, oh, this is great. You got a whole group. All right, she's brought her posse. Thank you. Thank you so much for that rendition, and thank you all for joining us on this historic occasion. Please remain standing during the recessional, and after the recessional is complete, we invite you to join us for lunch on the Holloway Hall lawn, just around the corner there. And please join me one more time in congratulating President Lepre. And I want to thank our mace bearer, Dr. Cherise Chappelle, for being here today and lifting up. This thing weighs as much as you think it does, actually. So thank you, Dr. Chappelle.